Hello, welcome to CEAZOR Snack Sandwich. Today we're taking a look at Element.finance. Now, Element.finance or ElementFi is a fixed rate protocol, so you have some options to speculate or to get some fixed rate yield or some variable yield through this app. So if you go into the application, you will see that there are four tabs across the top. First are their fixed rates, so you can use some DAI to basically open this position and get 2.5% APR, which will be redeemable on these dates. So you can go through and play around with the UI and figure out how to do it. I'm going to explain how this works with a flowchart, and you'll understand what's going on in the background, okay? Then there's also minting an LP. So if you want to, in getting some trading fees and so forth, and you'll understand. So there's minting an LP, and then there's also the pools where you can trade and exit and enter these fixed and variable rate positions. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because they have this airdrop. Now, this airdrop that they're doing is very special because they're doing zero knowledge proof airdrop. So what that means is basically they have all these lists of all these contributors to different GitHubs, so like Zapper, Yearn, Curve, and a whole bunch of them. So if you've contributed to any of these GitHubs, then your name should be on this list. And what they want to do is they want to reward these people without doxing their wallet. So you come in here, you go through all the steps. The steps are here. I'm not going to explain them. You just go through here and you'll be able to figure out the steps, right? So you go through here, you connect your wallet to this website, generate a public and a secret key, download the secret key to your computer, and then take the public key and stick it on the GitHub for Element. It's not this GitHub, it's a different one. As you go through here and you get to the end, it'll supply you with a link to put your public key there, and then they will collect all those public keys later, and then they know the wallet, and then now because when you comment on this GitHub, you're going to be using your profile to comment. So I think it's pretty interesting, okay? So, they're trying to reward people for doing things with doxed accounts, but they don't need to dox their wallet at the same time. I think that's very cool. Now, I'd suggest you to come to read the docs if you do want to try to use the actual protocol that this airdrop is for and so forth. You can read the docs, but I'm going to explain how the protocol works now with a flowchart. So let's swing over to the flowchart now. Okay, so in this protocol, there are three major users. There's the conservative person, the degen, and the whale. That's what I'm calling them. They don't call them those in the docs, but that's what I'm going to call them here. So first things first, we need liquidity. So the whale is going to take some of his USDC, and he's going to mint some what they call principal tokens and yield tokens. Now, basically, his USDC is going to be sent to Yearn to produce yield. Now, if you send tokens to Yearn, you get one token back that represents your principal plus your yield. So what they're going to do is they've divided them up into two tokens. So the principal will be redeemable in the future for all of the principal that went in, and the yield tokens will be redeemable for the yield. Now, the whale wants to make more money than that. Otherwise, what's the point of using this? He could just go straight to Yearn. So what does he do? He takes some more USDC and he pairs it with the principal, and he takes some more USDC and he pairs it with the yield-bearing tokens on these special balancer, element balancer. They basically take balancer liquidity pools, modify them a little bit to suit their needs. Now, this one here is basically like, as time progresses, right, the principal token has to become worth 50-50 of the underlying token. So USDC, so the principal sells cheaper as time progresses, it becomes equal 1-to-1. So 1 USDC will equal to 1 principal at the end of the maturity date. Okay. Now this is important because here we have dollar bill. Now dollar bill comes along, and he comes early, and he takes his 100 USDC and he buys 110 principal tokens from the liquidity. Now, this pool here, I don't know if it uses this same this same graph. I'm not sure. I think it's just basically a 50-50 pool, but I'm not sure. But this one's the key one. Okay, so he uses $100 and he buys 110 principal tokens because he came early when the principal tokens are at a discount. Now, as time progresses, when it finally matures, he can redeem those 110 principal tokens for 110 USDC. So this is where the fixed rate income comes from. So I know, I can see the time. If I spend $100 and I see the time, and I know I've got 110 principal tokens, I know exactly how much fixed rate I will get. I will get 10% after that period of time. Okay, so this is clear. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. Dollar Bill has an easy way to gain his fixed rate income. Now we have Degen over here. What does he do? He uses the protocol to mint some principal and some yield. He doesn't have to do this. He can just interact with these pools, but I'm going to show you the most Degen way to do it. Okay, so he takes his USDC, he mints some principal and yield tokens. Now, then he takes his principal tokens and he trades them for more USDC, right? And then now he has USDC, but he's sold them at a discount, right? And then he could take that USDC out into DeFi and do something else with it, or he can leverage up. So he can mint some more principal and yield tokens. And now he has extra yield tokens and principal tokens as well, right? And then he could do it again and again. He could loop this a bunch of times. Or he could just, when he got that USDC back, when he sold the principal for USDC, he could use the USDC to just buy more yield tokens and have, twice as many yield tokens as when he first started. Okay, so I think you kind of understand how he can leverage himself up here. And then we also have the arbs, right? Of course, there's going to be arbors going to keep these things in balance. They're going to mint tokens based on, or sophisticated traders. They can use their USDC to mint some of these tokens and arb these pools based on, just to keep them in balance if there's a lot of degen trading going on inside these pools. So that pretty much covers what's going on inside here. I think it's pretty interesting. I really like this dollar bill side. It's very straightforward, very easy. I spend $100, I get $110 that's redeemable in the future for $110. So I really like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this is useful, and goodbye.